Hi, today's topic is cancer and tumor growths. I'm going to cover nutrition intervention or the nutritional approach to cancer. There are 5 steps that one needs to take and one needs to be aware of to actually be able to conquer this problem. So I'm going to go over each one on that list here that I've written down. I'm going to take each step and follow each one through, and that will give you an understanding of the mechanics, in other words, how it's made up of. What tends to happen with cancer, you'll have somebody will tell you one product works and another person will say something else works, somebody else will say therapy works, but never given the full approach on this topics. This is what this video is about, is that approach. Alright, so what is a cancer? So before we start cancer, my name is Alan Warnitz. I'm a nutrition expert. I've been in nutrition and helped a lot of people recover their health using nutrition and help them get off medication. So this is my specialty, my expertise. So this is a topic now I'm going to talk about, and which you can learn something new, and I'm sure you can apply it as well. So what is a cancer? It's basically an abnormal growth. And how to explain that abnormal growth is basically it's a cell growth that doesn't stop. So in normal life you have cells that grow when you have an injury. So if you've had a cut, let's say you've had a cut here, there's going to be a cell growth, it's going to become like a scab or a scar, and then once that's healed, that growth stops. That's the natural process. In cancer, that growth has stopped. In cancer, that growth continues, doesn't stop. So why does that happen? Why does it not stop and continues growing into a tumor and becomes a cancer? So there's certain factors that are involved, that are present, that makes that happen. So what are the conditions now that actually create the cancer? What stimulates it? What triggers it? So stress is one of them. Radiation exposure. So if you are exposed to radiation, you can get abnormal growth. So it's a bit of an issue here when somebody has cancer and then they go for radiation therapy. It sort of defeats the purpose. So one tends to wonder why they do that, but we're not going to go into that. But just to know that radiation exposure can increase the speed of cancer, the growth of cancer. Another element or factor that creates cancer is parasites. Parasites in the blood. When you can do a blood analysis and you can look at the blood under a microscope, you will see parasites. If you have parasites, then that can be a danger. Bad or poor nutrition also is a factor that can actually accelerate the process or stop or delay the healing. And the mindset. Mindset means, have you given up on life? Have you had too many losses in life that you don't think anything can be done about it? Or do you have a will to live? If you have a will to live, you will follow the advices. If you've lost hope and you don't think anything can be done about it, maybe this won't work. So that's a mindset that one has to decide as to which way you want to live. Do you have a future, or is there no hope? However, what I'm going to be saying here is that something can be done about it, and the way you can do something about it is through getting some knowledge, and this is what I'm providing to you today. So I went over the cell growth, so new cells being built to repair a wound. The wound is repaired, the cell doesn't multiply anymore. And if it doesn't stop multiplying and it keeps growing, that you get a tumor and can develop in a cancer. So basically what happens is, what actually prevents this checking process, the process from stopping the growth, is the parasites. So parasites in the blood cells, they're in the blood vessels, and they go into the cell. They lodge into the cells and they actually interfere with the DNA. So when it changes the DNA, it changes the checking process. So by changing the DNA, the cells can now have a different program and they can grow and without being stopped. So that's where that creates the abnormal cells. So what happens with these abnormal cells? Somehow there's some phenomenon that happens where these cells are not detected by the immune system. The immune system does not notice them. And how it doesn't notice them is that it creates a cellular structure or a coating which has the same polarity or the same electrical charge as the white blood cells. So when you have two similar polarities or two similar electrical charge, they will come and repel. So when the white blood cell arrives to the cancer cells and it doesn't detect it because it gets repelled. So how do you take away that repulsion so that the white blood cell can now come and attack the tumor? How that is done is that you have to digest that protein lining. That protein lining has got that charge. So what does that is pancreatic enzymes. So pancreatic enzymes are enzymes produced by the pancreas, and that has the capacity to digest that protein lining. So when that protein lining is digested, the immune cells now won't be repelled, and they will be able to go, the immune system will be able to go and do its job because it will detect an abnormal cell and remove it. And one of the things to do to have more pancreatic enzymes is you can take digestive enzymes which have pancreatic enzymes or pancreatic enzymes on themselves, and avoid eggs, poultry and refined sugar, because eggs, poultry, refined sugar, they use up pancreatic enzymes. So if you run out of pancreatic enzymes, your immune cells will not be able to work because they will not be removing that lining. And if you have a low white blood cell count, there's another food, a vitamin that actually helps with that is vitamin B17, which you find in high concentrations in apricot pips. Apricot pips, flaxseed, lentils and grains, you find B17. And B17 has got a form of cyanide which is poisonous to cancer cells. So when you take B17, it goes and poisons the cancer cells and destroys them. And it also, at the same time, it enhances the good cells. So it has a double benefit here. So, and also what it does, it helps to make some B17 and stimulates the blood cell count. So these are the actions that you can take. So I'll summarize the process that you take, and they all work together. It's not one or the other, they have to work together so that you actually can get some results out of it, and hopefully you can actually reverse the cancer growth. So step number 1 is you remove parasites. How do you remove parasites? There's 3 herbs that you use. It's called, one herb is wormwood, the other one is green black walnut hull, and the other one is cloves. So these are the 3 herbs. You can get them in homeopathic forms, or you can buy them in different forms in health shops. There's different brands that you can buy them, and then just make sure they've got these 3 herbs. Now there's another thing that you can do to remove parasites. There's a therapy called a resonant frequency. They call the Rife machine. The Rife machine, what it does, it creates a frequency, a range of frequencies which can match the frequency of a parasite or different parasites that create the problems. Basically, you should not really have parasites in your body, so they should be eliminated. So that frequency, when it matches the frequency of a parasite, it actually shatters them and it gets rid of them. So that's one way. So you do the herbs and you do the resonant frequency. These 2 are very, very effective methods of getting rid of parasites. So you can find health practitioners that actually have these machines that can actually create the frequencies, match the parasites' frequencies and shatter them. So that's one way. Parasites are out of the way. When you're taking herbs, you have to do it a certain course for a certain while, because it will get rid of the adult parasites. When the parasites die, they're going to leave eggs. The eggs are going to hatch, and new parasites are going to come. Babies are going to come out. So the herbal formula, those 3 herbs, has to be continued for a while for the process of reproduction to happen. The eggs hatch and the new parasites come out, and then they can be eliminated. You can't take it for a few days and then the parasites will come back. So that has to be done for a little bit of time. Number 2, pancreatic enzymes. That's to expose the tumors so your immune system can actually come and eliminate them. Number 3, build your immune system. If your immune system is weak, that will also be a problem. So you can have pancreatic enzymes, but the immune system is not there to eliminate it. So you need a good diet, free of junk foods, vitamin C, vitamin B5, B complex, and omega-3. And number 4, vitamin B17, which is a form to poison the tumors and enhance the cells. And number 5 is balancing your hormones. Hormones also have an effect on the cells, because cells have a process where they die naturally. If the hormones are out of balance, it actually upsets that process. So hormones need to be balanced as well, which also helps the process. And lastly is the mindset which I spoke about. You have to decide now that you've got the knowledge, you need to decide now if you want to carry on living or if you've lost hope. But if you want to carry on living, I think there's going to be hope that you can make it, and you can conquer this problem. So if you want more details or a free health assessment, I provide a health assessment. If you go on the link provided on the video, then in that link, what it will give you, it will be a free article which is going to give you the foods that you need to eat, the junk foods, what are junk foods and what to eliminate in your diet, what supplements to take, how to handle hormone imbalances, and what are antioxidants, so that it actually gives you a full understanding of what you can do about it. I'm available also on email. You can, and I also do the free assessment, which is a questionnaire, and I can advise you on things to do, how to readjust your diet and things and where to go, who to talk to. So I'll provide this information. I hope this has helped. I trust you've learned something new, and if you know somebody who has the problem, please share that as well. If you have the problem, use it, and let's create a healthy lifestyle. Thank you for listening, and I trust to hear from you.